Hello everyone, it's David from Automotive Press. As you know, I am very excited about the 2024 Land Cruiser and the 2024 Lexus GX 550. Both are all new based on the new TNGA-F platform. And you also know that I own the 2023 Lexus GX 460. In fact, two of them. So I plan to change one of them over to the new Land Cruiser or new Lexus GX, whichever is available first. So perhaps sometime in the new year, when these new models begin to show up, I will have a chance to transition from the old to the new. I do have a deposit on both of them, so it will be kind of interesting to see which model will become available first. And even though that transition and that transformation will be very exciting for me and also for you guys as you watch my videos, I still have to answer this very important question that people have been asking me, which is whether or not the quality of the new models will be as good as a proven but old-fashioned Lexus GX 460. They're all still built in Tahara factory near Nagoya, Japan, but perhaps in transitioning from the old to the new version, could the quality be compromised somehow? So let me explain to you thoroughly from outside to inside why, as an engineer's perspective, I can tell you that the new models from Lexus and Toyota will have just as good of a quality as my old-fashioned Lexus GX 460. So let me explain right now. Let's go. Welcome back. So I am very excited about changing at least one of my Lexus GX 460s to the all-new Land Cruiser or to the all-new Lexus GX 550. But in that process, would I lose out anything in terms of manufacturing quality and fit and finish just because they're new models with new engineering and new manufacturing compared to this guy, which may be a dinosaur, but this thing is built like a tank. It's absolutely proven in terms of manufacturing quality, and we know that this will last a very long time. However, I'm also very confident that the new models will be just as well built and will have just as good of a quality as this version. Why can I say that? Well, for a number of reasons, and I'm going to explain that to you right now. One is the fact that they all are built in the exact same factory, which is a Tahara factory located in Aichi Prefecture, not too far away from the head office of Toyota, which is in Nagoya. They are built in one of the best factories in the world, and I have been to that factory many times, and I've seen this thing being built in that very specific Lexus line, so I know that they're going to meet a very high standard. So the new models, which is the 2024 Land Cruiser and also the 2024 Lexus GX 550, will indeed be built on the exact same line and also be built in the same line where this used to be built. So this is going to be ending production sometime soon, and then Lexus and Toyota will then transition over to the new Land Cruiser and the new Lexus GX, and they are all built in the exact same factory with the same workers, same management, and with the same engineering support and same manufacturing support. But don't take my words for it. Let me go through the details step by step why this particular proven GX 460 will have the same level of quality as the new models that are arriving very shortly. So first and foremost, in terms of getting the specifics, you have to remember that these are all sheet metals. And in the case of my 2023 GX 460, they're all steel panels. And the new version will have aluminum panels. And that alone will mean some differences in terms of manufacturing processes, but the same process are used to stamp out these metal pieces. They use the same stamping equipment, which is a large apartment-sized press equipment that stamps out pieces of metal into a particular shape, which is like a shape of a hood, front fenders, front door, and so forth. And that machine will be the same for the new models compared to the existing model. Now, because of the fact that they will have a lot more aluminum on the 2024s versus the steel panel in 2023, things like how the metal bend when you push them will be quite different. You can tell these feels pretty solid. And on the aluminum panels, when you press on it, it's going to bend a lot more. But it doesn't mean that they're less durable than the sheet metal. It just means that the characteristic of these metals are different because by sheer nature of the aluminum, they're going to bend a lot more. And therefore, people might assume they're less durable than sheet metals, but that's not the case at all. They're just as strong, just a different characteristic. So sheet metals are built the same way, engineered by the same people that designed this particular GX. So you know that the quality of the actual metal finish and the way they're bent and the way the press shops pump out these sheet metals are going to be the same quality. And then after that, you go through what we call the welding shop, where these sheet metals are welded together using both robotics welding as well as other type of welding like laser welding. Some of you guys might know that I have a background in robotics welding, so I know exactly how that works. And even though the robotic system would have been all new for many of the new models coming up, the method in terms of how they weld the pieces together and how they bring the metals together will be the same. I will say there are some differences in terms of how these panels are welded compared to the 2024s, in a sense that there will be more adhesives being used and more laser welding being used. But actually they're stronger and will be more durable than current method of welding, which is all spot welding. These panels are all spot welded together by robotics, one piece at a time. And I would say the new method will be stronger. So when they're placed together, in terms of structural rigidity and structural quality, it's going to be maybe even better in the new model. So that's the sheet metal part. What about the paint shop? Well, the paint shop actually doesn't really change when they bring a new models unless the equipment themselves is very old, which isn't the case at the Tahara factory. So the actual painting booth and the painting equipment where these panels are painted will be identical or very similar to when these GX460s are being built compared to the new models that's coming through the line. Now, is it possible that the new GX550 and Land Cruiser will have thinner paint compared to this one here? Yes, that is possible, but at the same time, the type of paint they're using have changed over the last several years, and now they can apply thinner materials and actually have more durable quality overall. So I did notice that lately some of the newer Toyota and Lexus model have a slightly thinner paint, maybe 10 to 20%, but I know the type of pigmentation they use, the type of chemistry they use is such that they're actually quite durable to the environment and all the things that can impact actual paint quality. And I know that they haven't compromised in terms of clear coat that's applied on the paint, and that is perhaps the most important one because that's the first surface that environment will attack when things like a bird poo and other things fall onto the paint. It's really the clear coat that takes the bulk of the abrasion and bulk of the environmental impact. So even though the total paint thickness might be a little bit thinner with the new models, I think the clear coat will be the same, and then the actual method for applying the paint and also for drying the paint will be the same. They go through the same tunnel where the body goes through a long process with a slow drying process. They're trying to not dry it really quickly because they want the paint to cure and harden and to provide maximum durability. So I'm very confident that the paint will be also just as good in terms of quality and durability compared to this current GX460, so I'm not worried about the paint. Everything else is going to be similar in terms of process for manufacturing. That includes everything from the engine installation, the frame welding underneath, the seat, the dash, the headliner. All that stuff will go through the same stringent quality testing that they use for the current GX460. In fact, the quality standard is getting higher and higher. So if anything, the vendor will have to go through even a higher standard for manufacturing. The only big change I can talk about is maybe the frame underneath. As you know, these are body-on frames. So you have the body shell, and you've got the engine, the transmission, the suspension, which are all attached to the frame underneath. And there has been a big change in terms of the design of the frame going from the old version to the new version. And the main difference is that many of the frames are now laser welded, and the actual pattern and the structural design of the frames have changed as well. But despite the change in the type of welding, the actual frame's rigidity and the quality of the welding and the quality of the build will be at least the same as this one, or perhaps even better, because the new method and new technology allows the welding to be very structurally solid and rigid, and therefore they're not going to rust as well because more and more of the rust proofing are applied overall, both inside and outside of the body. Now let me show you inside, and I'm going to explain to you why the quality will not be compromised when going from the old to the new. So now I'm inside my GX460, and I talked about the quality and reliability of this vehicle on a number of my videos, and I still believe that this is perhaps one of the best built Lexus or Toyota cars, period, because he has such a great reputation for long-term reliability and manufacturing quality. But having said all that, I'm still confident that the 2024 Land Cruiser and 2024 Lexus GX will be just as well built and the quality will be just as high as this particular model. And why is that? Well, it's all the reasons I explained so far, which is the fact that they're all built in the same factory, using the same standard, in fact, maybe even a more stringent standard, and things like engineering, design, and product development have all gotten better over the last several years, and therefore the quality of fit and finish should actually improve over this one, which is hard to believe because it's almost perfect in the GX460. But if you look at some of these materials, for example, you see lots of softer plastic used in this GX460, but at the same time, the actual design of how the parts fit is using the older method, and they were obviously designed many years ago when the GX460 was first designed. So even though the actual method is proven and is very rattle-free and very squeak-free, I believe that the new model, which uses some of the newer techniques such as agile thinking, or DFA, which is called design for assembly. I think the actual fit and finish and the way parts mate together and come together and are integrated together will be improved, because that's one of the things that we do in engineering as we go from one model to the next model, is that we constantly try to improve the integrity of the parts and how they fit together. Now, having said that, there will be less screws and nuts and maybe more clips and snap-on type component. So yes, there are some changes in terms of design and product development, but there's no way the Toyota engineers will allow for any kind of compromises going from this current model to the new version, because they don't want to introduce any kind of squeaks or rattles or materials not being fit together. They just wouldn't take that chance, because they all follow the same engineer standard, and once again, maybe even a more stringent standard. And also the components themselves, which are all built by suppliers, will be the same. They will be same kind of suppliers designing, producing, engineering, and manufacturing these components, everything from steering to switches to the button to the infotainment system. And these companies have been working with Toyota for many decades, and therefore they follow the exact same standard using Toyota Production System, or TPS. So there's no way that these components will also be compromised in going from the 2023 GX style to the 2024 GX style or the Land Cruiser style. So those are some of the things that are happening. I still think that in the first 12 months, there might be some minor issues that could come up, just because not everything is possible to figure out in the very first year. And therefore, if you really want to be sure that the new GX 550 or the new Land Cruiser will be super, super well built, you might want to skip 1 year at least and buy the second year just to be sure. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and buy the very first year, because I'm very confident that you'll be just as well built as this one, and I don't want to wait a year to buy these new models. So I'm going to sacrifice this GX 460, which I love so much, and get the new one, because I just need to experience the new model. And also I want to talk about it in this channel so that you can figure out for yourself whether new models will be good for you and it's something that you want to consider buying. Now, the last point I do have to talk about is the powertrain, which is the new engine, the new transmission. And those are some of the things that people might be concerned about, because we're moving from a V8 engine to a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with a hybrid in the case of Land Cruiser, and a turbocharged 3.4 liter V6 engine in the case of a GX 550. But once again, both of them would have gone through the same stringent engineer standard, engineer testing, and engineer evaluation, and therefore it's not as if the new models have a more relaxed standard. And that's why I'm confident that despite the fact that they will have turbocharged engine and therefore kind of busier architecture, they will last just as long as a V8 engine. Now, is it simpler to maintain and to work with a V8 engine like this one in the 460? Obviously it's going to be, because it's a naturally aspirated engine compared to turbocharged engine. But in terms of the overall quality of manufacturing and also maybe long-term reliability, I'm very confident that these turbocharged engines along with the new transmission will hold up, because turbocharged engines have been around for a very long time in Toyota lineup, and they are used in many commercial applications, even race car applications, and they actually are very durable if you design it correctly. So those are some of the reasons why I'm very confident that the new Lexus GX and the new Land Cruiser will be just as well built and will have just as of a high quality compared to the GX 460 that I own. And therefore, I'm not going to hesitate to transition from this, which is the old one, to the new one, which I hope will happen sometime early next year. I know that you have lots of comments about this, because people are very worried about moving to turbocharged engine, moving to new body architecture. But you know what? I don't think you need to worry too much. If you're really concerned about the overall quality or potential defects, just skip 1 year and buy in 2025 or 2026, and all the bugs would have been ironed out, and it's going to be super reliable. So let me know what you think of the all-new Land Cruiser or all-new Lexus GX 550. Also, let me know which of those models you think I should buy when I trade this GX 460, because it's going to be a big decision, and it's a little difficult to figure out for me which model I should buy. I'm leaning toward a GX 550 because I want a V6 versus a 4-cylinder. But if the Land Cruiser become available first, maybe I could be tempted to buy the Land Cruiser before the GX 550. I'm definitely keeping one of the GX 460 because I have 2 of them, because I do want to keep one V8 powered existing Lexus GX 460, and that's something that I might keep for a very long time. Anyhow, if you can give me a thumbs up and make some comments, that would be appreciated. And if you haven't done so yet, would you kindly subscribe as well. Until next video, I'm signing off for now. Thank you so much.